Hey there, it is 2 weeks since I last did a vlog from Bordeaux, so I wanted to do a video today to let you know, hello cat. There's a cat coming to visit me here, which you can't quite see on camera. You can go here, cat. Okay, so 2 weeks in Bordeaux so far, and it's been really good, and I wanted to tell you a bit about it. The first thing is, I'm studying at the Alliance Française, which is literally about 2 minutes walk away. Not even 2 minutes walk, like I'm skateboarding most mornings, so it's like 60 seconds to get down there. I can wake up at 8:45 in the morning and still be there for class at 9. That is a win. The other thing is I actually changed my class almost as soon as I arrived. I started in the A2.2 class and I kind of realised that it was going to be a lot of revision. And the guy goes, well, unfortunately the A2.3 class is full, but you can go straight to the B1 class. But he made it very clear that I wouldn't be allowed to come back if that was the case. He said, you're allowed to go up, but if it doesn't work out, you just have to get better at French. You can't come back down. Which I thought was somewhat harsh, but also a good motivator. So I moved into the B1 class and I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of work on conditional, imperfect, and subjunctive, which is all really good because those are three conjugation sets that I'm not very good at. Another thing we're doing a lot of is discussions and debate, and I think this because of this, and that's really great because it makes such a big difference knowing how to use those structures. In fact, on Friday we got distracted into literally an hour-long discussion about gay rights, about gay marriage, about adoption rights and all this sort of stuff. I can't even remember the context. How did we even do that? Yeah, we were learning about how you can like tell someone off, basically, and there was some love note that somebody had written telling off their lover, and the teacher got halfway through it and then thought, oh, I'll just define some of these terms for you, and then suddenly we started talking about gay marriage, and literally it went on for an hour, this debate, and it was really interesting, and I was quite happy that I could contribute in French as well. An hour of French debate about not an easy topic. So I was happy about that. I think it helps that I'm trying to practice my French as much as possible when I'm back at home. French is like the default language that I reach for, and then I will swap to English if I get stuck, which is good. Although it does feel like I'm kind of being tested all the time, and that I can't like just relax and chill and speak English. It's like, nope, French. It's school time, you know, you're in Bordeaux, it's school time. And actually the last time I did one of these vlogs, I wasn't entirely sure who actually lived in the house. So let me tell you who actually lives in the house. We've got Lucas, Guillaume, Audrey and Lucy, who are all the French guys, and Katia, who are all the French guys who live here. And then there's Nadine as well, who's the Swiss girl. Nadine's really great because we've been speaking a lot of, because we both are learning French, so we're both in the same boat, which is helpful. And then all the French guys are lovely because they're just excellent people, but also it's really great to speak French with them and hang out, and everybody kind of has their own different, I don't know, when you're learning a language I find that I pay much more attention to like how people phrase things and their accent and stuff, so everybody speaks in a slightly different way, which is an observation about humanity, I guess, but I'm applying it specifically to my housemates at the moment because it's relevant. So I also said in my last video that I was going to avoid speaking German with Nadine when I could, and I think that we've been very successful at that actually. It's only when we've gone out for a couple of drinks that it tends to get a bit more German. I think we both get a bit tired and like mentally trying to speak French, and so I get a bit more English, she gets a bit more German. It ends up with these really weird situations where you're literally swapping language mid-sentence, which happens more often than you might expect. Sometimes you hear stuff and it's like, what language? Oh, right. And you realise you're not waiting, you're not expecting that language, so you have to get in the gear of that language before you can actually start processing the words that you're hearing. And that only gets worse when we're hanging out with Erasmus people, because Nadine's doing, and I'm gesturing this way because Nadine is there. There's a bunch of her friends from Spain, Poland, Germany, wherever. So whenever you're hanging out with them, it's even worse because now there's like 6 or 7 languages being thrown around. But all these Erasmus people are really lovely people, and I actually crashed one of their parties on Friday night, I think it was. Nadine invited me to go along to this Erasmus welcome party that they had, which, if you don't know, by the way, Erasmus is basically, if you're a student at one EU university, you can move to a different one for a term or a year or whatever, and it's called Erasmus. So anyway, so the university in Bordeaux had a welcome party for all the Erasmus kids. Nadine invited me to come along. It was honestly the worst club I've ever been to. Not the worst club I've ever been to. I mean, I've been to like bad clubs. But yeah, it was chart music, it was multicoloured lights on the dance floor, it was strobes and everything. And they gave you this weird punch thing when you arrived, like a weird, quite disgusting punch drink for free when you arrived. But then they also charged you to use a cloakroom, which was mandatory, by the way. Anyway, at the end of it, I was going around harvesting phone numbers from all these Erasmus people because I'm trying to find more people who don't know Bordeaux so that I can go and explore it with them. The housemates here are all really, really great, but I feel like because they live here and they've been here forever, it's like, hey, do you want to go and see this like architecture thing or this like museum or whatever? And it's like, well, no, because I've done that. I remember when I lived in London, I had no inclination to ever go to the Shard or the Tower of London or anything. because I lived there and it was just, oh, so, you know, passé. So I'm trying not to inflict that on my housemates, and instead I'm trying to harvest Erasmus people. I think I'm actually going to end up doing a bunch of that sort of more touristy stuff next week, because my school is taking a holiday next week, so there's no lessons next week. I have the week off. At the moment I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I am going to try and catch up with some of these people, go and see Bordeaux, try and get out of the house and do a bit more outdoorsy kind of stuff, you know? There's also some great big sand dune thing, which I have forgotten the name of at the exact moment when I need to say it. Is it in my notes? No, it just says dune thing with the boat. That's helpful. Okay, dune thing with the boat. I'll put an annotation or something so you see what it is. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do some museums and stuff like that. I also want to make a bit of a backlog of videos that I can upload. A whole load of Duolingo as well, and French in general. I think it's a good chance to revise everything that I've done so far, spend a week getting it all in my head, so that when I go back to school next week, I'll be more confident in the stuff that I'm already supposed to know. But yeah, if you've got any recommendations for what to do when you have a free week in Bordeaux, then let me know. I'm all ears, because as I pointed out in my last video, I have still not done any research about Bordeaux and I'm still winging it. Anyway, that's me for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like the new sort of update format kind of thing. I feel like I've been speaking very quickly, and I really do wonder how I'm going to edit this and make it sound natural. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and remember to subscribe if you want to catch more of my videos. But until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.